As people would say, would you like a little coffee with your creamer? So that's how I like my coffee. Hello, my name is Gina Montgomery. I am an external civil rights specialist with the Missouri Department of Transportation. Our office is the office that administers the DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. And I'm just going to give you a little background about what we do and why the DBE program exists. So the DBE program exists because we want to ensure non-discrimination in the award and administration of federal aid contracts. We also want to create a level playing field so that DBEs can compete fairly for federal aid contracts with the inclusion of all classes. And we also want to ensure the department's DBE program is narrowly tailored in accordance with applicable law. We also want to help remove barriers to the participation of DBEs in federal aid contracts, and we also want to assist them through this program in being successful outside of the DBE program. So once they're in, we kind of help them grow a little bit, right? And so then they can be successful when they graduate out of the DBE program, which is the goal. What is certification? Certification is a process that we go through to make sure that the right companies are getting the piece of the pie, meaning you have to be at least 51% owned and controlled by one or more individual that are both socially and economically disadvantaged. You also have to be able to manage the company day to day yourself. Nobody else can manage your business better than you do by one or more of the socially and economic disadvantaged individuals, okay? So let's talk about eligibility standards. These are some of the criteria that we go by. We look at your business size, socioeconomic disadvantage, your group membership, personal net worth, ownership and control, other rules affecting certification. I want to stop here because sometimes people get mixed up in our alphabet soup is what we call it, because there's certain type of certifications that you can get. And each one serves its purpose. You have a state, local, and federal designation. So let's start with the state designations. That's when you get certified as an MBE, WBE, minority business, or women-owned business. That's at the state level. So you will be able to compete on state projects, okay? There's also, again, our DBE program, which MoDOT only certifies DBEs. That's a federal designation, so you can compete on federal level contracts. There's also an AC DBE, which our partners at St. Louis Lambert Airport does, and that's when you want to do concessions at the airport. You know, you see those little kiosks and little stores within the airport. That's what they certified that for. I'll tell you more about our partnership later, but I wanted to make sure that people understood that there's 3 different kinds of certifications, and then I'll go into which agency certifies each a little later on. So I went over a list of certification requirements, and I'm going to try to break some of those down a little bit. I'm going to say that we operate under 49 CFR Part 26, and you can find all these regulations online if you have some time or want to read up and have some more information. But Part 2661 is the burden of proof. So a lot of people think that, you know, we are supposed to certify just on appearance. Well, the burden of proof of certification is on you. That's why when we come on site visits, which is an important part of the certification process, you have to give us a snapshot of your business. That's your time to tell us about everything that you need for us to know in order for us to make a proper and appropriate decision. I also talked about group membership, and the individual must demonstrate by a preponderance of evidence that he or she is a member of a group. So let's talk about group membership. That could be the social disadvantage by law. So we're talking about women, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native American, Asian Pacific Americans, subcontinent Asian Americans, and other groups designated by the Small Business Administration. And here's what it's really important to know. A person who is a non-color, a Caucasian, can be socially disadvantaged. So they could be considered for certification, but they have to prove that they were discriminated against in some way, shape, or fashion. So the next thing that we look at is personal net worth. So each owner claiming social and economic disadvantage, the owners of the company, are required to submit signed and notarized a personal net worth statement and with supporting documents. So the supporting documents are insurance certificates, tax returns, bond certificates, trust agreements, deeds, or mortgages. Your personal net worth cannot exceed more than 1.32 million. Okay, that's net worth cap, and it excludes equity and primary residence and applicant business interests. So we don't count your home because sometimes that throws the numbers off. So just make sure that 1.32 million is the cap. Initial contribution. So the contributions of the company have to be your own. We look very, very closely on how people obtain their businesses. So we ask for supporting documents of canceled checks, bank accounts, joint account if it's from your husband. We look into that too. So have all your paperwork ready for that. That's the best advice that I can give people when you're trying to prove that you own the company. Because if it was a gift, if there's a non-minority or socially or economic disadvantaged person in your business, they can't own more than you do. They can't have contributed more than you. So that's very, very important to know. So have your paperwork ready. If the non-disadvantaged socially economic person has contributed more, they have a lot of say in your company, then that sends a red flag for us to look even further. So again, the burden of proof is on the company and not with MODOC. So additional requirements things we look for when we're certifying a company is, I've been mentioning this a lot, is control, because that's really, really important. But here are some other things that we consider. Do you possess the license that you need to own and operate your company? Compensation. Does somebody else make more money than the actual owner? Does the owner have outside employment? Does the owner have time to operate this business if they're fully employed by another company? And is an immediate family member that is not socially or economic disadvantaged participate as a business manager, employee? What is their level of involvement in the company? I mentioned a while back that we have a partnership, and that is under the Unified Certification Program, or UCP, excuse me, and we have entered with a memorandum of understanding with other DBE certifying agencies. So those agencies include the Missouri Department of Transportation, Bi-State, St. Louis Lambert Airport in the St. Louis area. In the Kansas City area, we have the City of Kansas City, KCATA, which is the Transit Authority, and Mid-America Regional Councils. So I mentioned the alphabet soup. These agencies DBE certify, all of them. You only have to certify with one of us in order to be recognized with any of these agencies on the DBE level. The only two other agencies that do M or WB certification is St. Louis Lambert and Bi-State. Okay, that's really important to understand because people seem to get confused with all these acronyms and terms. So again, if you want your DBE, M, and WBE or the best agency to go through is St. Louis Lambert Airport or Bi-State. If you just require your DBE certification, you can come on over to MoDOT and we'll do that DBE certification for you. Again, once you have your DBE certification with any one of these agencies, you are certified and listed in our MRCC database so everybody can use their certification. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. And it makes it much easier for people in the certification process. Also, we're developing an MRCC website so that we can cohesively and seamlessly serve the DBE community better. And all these agencies have put their input, and we've developed a website with the MRCC website, and that's mrcc-mo.org. It's going to be a one-stop shop. On that website, we will have all the agency links. We will have contractor page where they can list the contracts that are upcoming, and you can go and see if your next code is needed or wanted. There's also going to be a DBE spotlight on DBEs that are certified so that the contractors can come and read about your company. The most important thing and one of the benefits of certification is that we help you. We are always there to help you. And one of the biggest things that we hear from DBEs is not getting in front of the primes. So this is kind of one of our solutions to help you get noticed by the primes. So when upcoming projects come, there you are on our page. So we also are going to have a blog on our website as well, just kind of update DBEs on what's going on in our agencies. One of the highlights, I think, for everyone involved is we're going to have a public calendar. So anything that you need to get out to the public, to your constituents, to our DBEs, a meet and greet, anything is going to be on that page. So all you have to do is go in there and look and check often, and you'll see the events going on for the month, or you can plan it up to, I think we're going to go up to 3 months at a time. So that's going to be a huge project. It's almost done, so stay tuned, and we'll be updating that regularly. It also has the MRCC database on there. Like I mentioned before, once you're certified with one of us, you're certified with all of us. And we have a complete database. So if you're looking for a contractor or you want to partner with another small company that's close to yours so that you can be better suited for a contract, you can go on this website, click on the MRCC directory, and search companies. Okay, so this is what our primes use. The only thing that I will add to that that I did not discuss when discussing certification is make sure that your next codes are correct and very specific. Because if you do a general code or you've expanded or it's not the right code, you can sometimes get missed when those searches come up. So that's the best advice that I can give you as far as the directory is concerned. So again, make sure you look for it, mrcc-mo.org, your one-stop shop for all of the certifying agencies and the information that comes with us. So let's talk a little bit about what happens after you're certified and all the things that you are privy to once you have that DBE certification. So one of the things that we highly like to promote is our supportive services. And all our DBEs that are certified are eligible. What that entails is a 10-week intense course on capacity growing. So if you're kind of struggling in your business and you don't know which way to turn, you can apply for supportive services classes. They start each and every January. Our application is on our website, and it's a 10-week, almost close to an associate's degree. That's how deep and in-depth they get. They work on your finances, they work on your business plan, they work on how to market yourself. That's really, really important for small businesses to do. You have a presentation that you have to do, that from everything to show what you learned from day one to graduation day. So it's really, really good. You get exposed to a lot of experts in the field, and the people that we do have that do train are fantastic. We've had businesses really, really improve because they have taken this course. So that is one of the things that you're privy to once you're DBE certified. Another thing that we're doing, which goes with the marketing of your company, is with the MRCC. So we're going to primes on your behalf. Not only are we listing you in our directory, and not only are we doing a DBE spotlight on our webpage, we're actually going to the prime contractors and we are saying, hey, what are your issues? What are you looking for? And if you stay in contact with us and you come to the meet and greets and stay engaged with our division and with the MRCC, you will have greater success. People tend to do business with people they know. So the more that you show up and the more that you talk to people and the more that you make sure that we know we're there, there's only one of us and there's a whole lot of everybody else, we can assure and try to help you market in that way. So we go to the primes and we have lunch with them and we just ask them questions and they say, hey, what are the new companies out there? That is another kind of benefit to become DBE certified. We also have for our DBEs hours with the primes. That means that our primes do a web conference for an hour. And we're not talking to the secretary. We're not talking to somebody, just shuffling papers within the company. We're actually talking to the presidents. We're talking to the estimators and the bidders. So that gives you direct contact with that because you just call in and you're talking to the president of the company. We make sure that the president of the company and his estimating team, the decision makers, are on that webcast. You can do that from anywhere. And usually they give you contact information that you may not be able to get if you're not on those webcasts. So that is a second benefit of becoming DBE certified. And lastly, we have our DBE Symposium. It's an annual event. Gabriella received an award this year. She's pretty awesome. And what that event is a whole plethora of information. We have US DOT there, we have Federal Highway there, we have MoDOT staff, we have a lot of our primes there. That's another networking opportunity for you because you're there for a day and a half and they have nowhere else to go. So that's a good time to have some conversations going on so they can get to know you better. And also is really important to come to those symposiums because if there's any updates to the DBE program, that's where you're going to get the most of your information. And like I said, the experts are there, so why not come out? This year it's going to be in St. Louis, so it'll be easier for you guys to come, at least the St. Louis companies to come, and just come and network, learn a lot, and support each other as well as the DBE program. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you, again, my name is Gina Montgomery with the Missouri Department of Transportation. If you have any questions, concerns, issues, please give me a contact. My contact information is on the next slide. Thank you very much.